we're trying to figure out, maybe, you guys could probably do this one without algebra. The square root of what equals 4?
16.
16. Yeah, it's not 2.
I'm faster.
2 squared equals 4, but the square root of 16 is 4. But let's talk about how you do it algebraically, because it's going to get harder later on. So, how do we get rid of a square root? What's the opposite of a square root?
Exponent. A to the second power.
Second power is the opposite. So if you square one side though, you have to square the other. So we get x equals 4 squared, which is 16. Which you guys already kind of knew that, but you guys see how it works? So to get rid of a square root, you square it. I need to point something out though. Sometimes, you guys know what the problem of this is? You can't have a square root equal negative, it's true. But if I square both sides, what happens?
It becomes
I get
16.
x equals 16, but is that true?
No.
No. So sometimes when you do the square trick, you get an answer that doesn't actually work. It's basically, it's just a negative, it's gonna fail. But now if there was a negative right here, it would still work. But so you're supposed to check your answer to make sure it actually works. Does the square of 16 actually equal 4? Yes, we're good. Okay, number 3. How many no solutions are there? 1, 2, 2.
Is that on evens or on the entire thing?
On the whole thing. I didn't roll that good one. Square root of x plus 2 equals 8. Alright, what do you guys think? Well,
you have to do is you have to subtract.
no, this 2 is not just worth 2. It's part of the square root. So what we need to do first is actually get rid of the square root. So what am I going to do? Square it. So what's the left side going to become, do you guys think?
X squared plus 4.
No.
X squared plus 4.
Okay.
No, x plus.
No. Okay. Let me back up.
So
You guys know what this is going to be?
3.
9.
9.
Because the square roots cancel.
Okay, the square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So what happens is these two just cancel each other out. Do you guys follow that?
Yeah.
Square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 9.
So it's 6.
So what's this going to become?
It's x plus 2.
X plus 2. Got it? So we don't really have to do anything. 8 squared though is 64.
So then it's 62.
Okay, does it actually work? Does the square root of 62 plus 2 equal 8? Yes, it does. Number 5, 3, another different one. 3 plus square root of x equals 9.
That's not very nice.
Some of you could probably, well, square root of x is 6, right? So this 3 is not under the square root, so it is actually just worth 3. So guess what I'm going to do? That's right. I want to get the square root by itself first. So I get square root of x equals 6. Then what do?
X or square root it? Or not square root.
Square it.
Oh my gosh.
X equals 36. Does it work? Square root of 36 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Yeah, it works. Is there an odd no solution? Yeah, there is. There's one odd and one even no solution, looks like. Number 7. X plus 5 equals 0. Maybe I'll do this one in your head. Do you guys know what it's going to be?
0.
No.
1.
We're looking for what x is going to be now.
Oh.
Negative 5.
Yeah, because negative 5 plus 5 is 0, right? Let's go ahead and do it algebraically. How do I get rid of the square root? Square. So I get x plus 5 equals, what's 0 squared?
0.
If I subtract 5, I get -5. Does it work? Yeah, we kinda already talked about it. -5 plus 5 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. On number 8, what do you think we should do first? Says,
Divide by
Oh,
3.
right. What is that 3 in front of the square root? What's
It's
happening?
multiplying.
That means multiply, right? So I would get rid of the 3 first by dividing. So that just goes away. And then what would you do? Square both sides. Okay, number 9, x plus 5 equals 7. Okay, remember how I said we want to get the square root by itself first, so we can like use this square trick. So how would I get the square root by itself? How would I get the square root by itself?
minus 5.
-5. Now what do I do?
You have to do the 2.
Square it. X plus 5 equals 4, -1. Does it work? -1 plus 5 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Plus 5 is 7. Yeah, it works. One of these is not going to work.
So is there one no solution on the odd and one no solution?
One on the odd and one on the evens. Now number 12. 2 minus square root of x equals -8. Did I copy that right? Yep, alright. What do you guys think? What should we do first? Minus the 2. That minus is not on the 2, it's on the square root of x, right? So this is a positive 2. So -2 negative square root of x, I still do have to bring that negative down, equals -10.
And then could you divide by the negative?
You can divide both sides by the negative. It would actually still work if you just squared both sides, because what happens when you square a negative?
It becomes positive.
Positive. So you could divide both sides by -1 and just get rid of the negatives, but if you square both sides,
It'd just be the bottom.
it would get rid of the negatives also. So it's just x
Equals
100. Does it actually work? What's the square root of 100? 10. What's 2 minus 10?
-8.
Yeah, it does work.
So do you just give pop quizzes to your Algebra 2 students just for fun?
It wasn't really a pop quiz, I told them yesterday. The exclamation point's just to make them panic. Number 13.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Bro knows how to get on the
3. Alright, we're in the B section, which means it's getting trickier.
field. Are we tuning today? I'm haircut.
Okay, remember we're trying to get the square root by itself. How do we do that?
You take away.
Okay, if this was the problem, how would we get x by itself? We'd -7, and then what would we do?
Divide by 3.
Okay, see how this is like the same thing?
Yeah.
So, -7. Divide by 3. Now what?
You would square root them though?
Said the wrong word.
Or square it.
Square both sides. So when you square the side, you're really squaring the whole side, so technically it should be in parentheses. This one kind of already automatically works. But x minus 3 equals 49.
And then you'd add 3.
So x is 52. Okay, does it work? What is 52 minus 3?
Negative 49.
It's 49. What's the square root of 49? 7
7.
times 3? 21 plus 7?
29.
28. Okay, the reason it failed is because when we squared this side, so it doesn't work. So
No.
this is actually no solution. You guys remember the symbol for no solution?
It's a 0, like a 0 with a line.
0 with a slash.
So how come it didn't work?
Okay,
It didn't work.
what happened is when we squared it right here, this side remained positive and this side switched from negative to positive. And it, yeah, it just, when you do that, it's gonna fail. Okay, so we found the odd. That didn't work. 15.
So you kind of have to check it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you can always check equations to make sure you got the answer right. But especially you need to when you use the square trick, when you square both sides. Y minus 3 equals 27. Okay, this is a lot like the last one. But we know it's actually going to work because I told you guys there's only one. Alright, so what are we going to do first?
First, you have to minus 5.
Yeah, we're trying to get square root by itself, so subtract the added value first. And what are we going to do? Divide by 2. Easton, are you getting this?
Easton, pay attention.
You'll probably be writing some of this down. You're going to be lost when you go into the units. Alright, and then, now what?
Square root.
Yeah. This time it's going to work because both sides are positive and they're going to stay positive, so it's not going to mess up. You guys remember 11 squared?
Yeah.
124. You could still check it just to make sure you did your math right. 124 minus 3 is 121, square root of 121 is 11, times 2 is 22, plus 5 is 27. Yeah, it works, okay. $17, 14 minus square root of x minus 3. Alright, Clayton, what do you think we should do first on this one?
Subtract the 14.
Yep. Don't forget to bring that negative down.
Square it.
Yeah. So when we square both sides, they're both going to go from negative to positive, because negative times negative is positive. So you get x minus 3 equals 16.
And then plus 3.
19 minus 3 is 16, square root of 16 is 4, 14 minus 4 is 10. Floating. We're getting close. Oh yeah, what time did we get out today? 10 after?
Yeah. So we still have 20 minutes.
12 minutes. Alright, now what?
So first you just simplify it by making the 12 minus 4 into 1 8.
Okay, why can't we do 12 minus 4 equals 8?
Because the 4 is multiplying.
4 is multiplied. So by order of operations, you cannot subtract. So we do have to get rid of the 12 though. How do we do that? Minus 12. Negative 4. Negative 5. Uh-oh, fractions. Now what do I do? Divide by
Negative 4.
negative 4.
Poo-poo. I hate fractions.
Negative 5 divided by negative 4 is
5/4.
positive 5/4.
Then you square both of them. And then you get like 25 over 16.
5 times 5, 25, 4 times 4, 16.
And you add 3.
Um,
And then you get
okay,
like
so
3 and 1.
3 over 1 times 16 is 48 over 16, so you can do that too. If we're doing it by hand. So that would be 73 over 16. Let's see if I got it right.
How would you get 48 over 16?
That. I needed the common denominator 16.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Alright, I said 22. What are these two? Oh, it's just the same thing, but it's written, the problems are written in words. Okay, 21. The square root of twice the number is 12. See if you guys can write that down. Square root of, write it on your page, see if you get it right. Square root of twice the number is 12. Square root of twice the number is 12. You guys get it?
Yeah.
Twice the number just means 2 times the number. Square root of that is equals 12. So square 2x equals 144 divided by 2.
72.
Okay, why don't you guys try 22? I'll tell you if you set it up right.
But I don't.
No crying in math class.
Alright. Which Jordan, you come to full?
No.
Come on, what? Why would you?
You have to have sponsors.
Oh.
But I think they already have
Who's
enough.
not
So
sponsored?
you're not going to formal?
Mm.
I'm going to Easton.
As he stares at Easton.
Bro, I would go, but like I need.
But
I'm not.
But I'd rather go camping.
If they let me go in sweats and a t-shirt, I would go.
Sweats, really?
I went shopping yesterday. And
Are you serious?
wow. Bro, I literally already bought my dress, and then Easton doesn't want to go anywhere.
Okay, did you guys try?
Yeah.
Okay, it says 5 more than twice the, so 5 plus twice the square root of
Oh gosh.
Square root of x
the number
equals 17.
is 17.
Let's go.
Bro, I put the whole thing in square root.
You put the
I
whole
only had
thing in
the 5
square
x.
root.
Yeah, yes, you do have to solve it.
Where's it gonna